Question 1. Surplus lines insurance policy analysis. Topic: Interpreting policy language and exclusions. In Georgia, a surplus lines insurance policy contains an exclusion for flood damage. During a heavy rainstorm, a policyholder's property sustains significant water damage due to a nearby river overflowing. Which of the following statements best describes how this claim should be handled? A. The claim should be denied because the policy clearly excludes flood damage. B. The claim should be approved because the policyholder did not explicitly understand the exclusion. C. The claim should be approved because the damage was caused by rain, not a flood. D. The claim should be evaluated further to determine if the damage falls under the definition of flood as per the policy. Answer: D. Explanation. The correct handling of this claim involves a thorough evaluation to determine if the damage meets the policy's definition of a flood. In Georgia, and generally in insurance practice, clear understanding of policy language and exclusions is critical. A flood is often specifically defined in policies, and whether the river overflowing qualifies as a flood per the policy's terms must be established. Courts generally interpret policy language based on the plain meaning unless ambiguities exist, in which case they might favor the insured. Exclusion clarity is vital. Hence, option D is correct as it emphasizes careful evaluation in line with regulatory standards and fair claims practices. Question 2. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation. Topic: Reserving and estimating claim costs. When handling surplus lines claims in Georgia, what is the primary purpose of setting a reserve for a claim? A. To ensure that there are enough funds to cover the expected costs of the claim. B. To prevent overpayment to the claimant. C. To expedite the settlement process. D. To comply with state reporting requirements. Correct answer: A. Explanation. Setting a reserve is a crucial step in claims handling, serving to ensure that sufficient funds are available to cover the expected costs of the claim. This practice helps maintain financial stability and ensures the insurer can meet its obligations. According to Georgia regulations and standard insurance practices, reserves are critical for accurate financial reporting and for managing an insurer's solvency. While compliance with reporting requirements, option D, is important, it is a secondary consideration to the primary goal of ensuring funds are available, option A. Question 3. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation scenario-based. Topic: Gathering and evaluating evidence in surplus lines claims. Scenario: MS Thompson, a property owner in Georgia, files a claim with her surplus lines insurer after fire severely damages her commercial building. During the investigation, the claims adjuster notices discrepancies in the cause of the fire as stated by MS Thompson and the fire department's report. What should the claims adjuster do next? A. Deny the claim based on the discrepancies in the statements. B. Approve the claim to avoid potential legal issues. C. Conduct further investigation, including interviewing witnesses and reviewing security footage. D. Refer the case to legal counsel immediately for litigation. Answer: C. Explanation. In the claims investigation process, it is essential to gather comprehensive evidence before making a determination. The adjuster should conduct further investigation, including interviewing witnesses, reviewing security footage, and consulting with experts if necessary. This aligns with best practices and Georgia's regulatory requirements for surplus lines claims handling, emphasizing thoroughness and fairness. Denying the claim prematurely, option A, or approving it to avoid conflict, option B, would be inappropriate and could result in unfair treatment or missed fraud indicators. Referring to legal counsel, option D, is premature without complete evidence. Thus, option C is correct as it ensures all relevant information is collected and evaluated properly. Question 4. Regulatory compliance in surplus lines claims handling. Topic: Compliance with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws. In Georgia, which of the following actions would be considered a violation of fair claims practices and consumer protection laws when handling a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Promptly denying a claim based on clear policy exclusions. B. Delaying payment of a claim without a valid reason. C. Communicating regularly with the claimant regarding the status of their claim. D. Providing a detailed explanation for the claim decision in writing. Answer: B. Explanation. Delaying the payment of a claim without a valid reason is a violation of fair claims practices and consumer protection laws in Georgia. According to the Georgia Department of Insurance, insurers must handle claims promptly and fairly, providing timely payment for covered losses. Option A is correct as long as the denial is based on clear policy exclusions and is communicated promptly. Option C aligns with best practices for effective communication during claims handling. Option D ensures transparency and clarity in the claims decision process. Therefore, option B is correct because unjustified delays contravene fair claims practices. Question 5. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: negotiating and reaching a settlement agreement. Which of the following strategies is most effective for a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia to reach a fair settlement agreement with the claimant? A. Offering the lowest possible settlement amount to start negotiations. B. Gathering comprehensive evidence and documentation before negotiating. C. Avoiding communication with the claimant until a final offer is ready. D. Settling the claim quickly to avoid lengthy litigation. Answer: B. Explanation. Gathering comprehensive evidence and documentation before negotiating is crucial for reaching a fair settlement agreement. In Georgia, claims adjusters must base their settlement offers on thorough investigation and accurate valuation of the claim. This ensures that the settlement reflects the true extent of the loss and complies with regulatory standards. Option A might lead to unfair settlements and potential disputes. Option C is incorrect as effective communication is essential throughout the claims process. Option D may result in inadequate settlements if the claim is not properly evaluated. Thus, option B is correct as it promotes fair and informed negotiation. Question 6. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation scenario-based. Topic: utilizing outside experts and specialists in claims investigation scenario. Mr. Anderson, a business owner in Georgia, files a claim for significant water damage to his property. The damage is suspected to be due to a plumbing failure. The claims adjuster has limited expertise in assessing plumbing systems. What should the claims adjuster do next? A. Deny the claim based on initial observations. B. Approve the claim to maintain good customer relations. C. Hire a plumbing specialist to assess the cause and extent of the damage. D. Refer the claim to upper management for a decision. Answer: C. Explanation. In this scenario, the correct course of action for the claims adjuster is to hire a plumbing specialist to assess the cause and extent of the damage. Utilizing outside experts ensures that the claim is evaluated accurately and fairly in line with best practices and Georgia regulations. Option A would be inappropriate without proper assessment. Option B is incorrect as it overlooks the need for accurate damage evaluation. Option D may be necessary later, but initially the adjuster should gather expert input. Therefore, option C is correct, ensuring a thorough and informed investigation. Question 7. Introduction to surplus lines insurance. Topic: key characteristics and advantages of surplus lines insurance. Which of the following statements best describes a key advantage of surplus lines insurance in Georgia? A. It provides coverage for high risk and unusual exposures that standard insurers may not cover. B. It is subject to more stringent regulatory oversight than standard insurance. C. It offers lower premiums compared to standard insurance due to fewer regulatory requirements. D. It guarantees coverage regardless of the risk level. Answer A. Explanation. Surplus lines insurance is designed to provide coverage for high risk and unusual exposures that standard insurers are unwilling or unable to cover. This is a key advantage, especially for unique or non-standard risks. Option B is incorrect because surplus lines insurers are subject to different regulatory oversight, which is typically less stringent but focused on ensuring they remain solvent and can meet their obligations. Option C is incorrect as premiums for surplus lines insurance can be higher due to the nature of the risks covered. Option D is incorrect because coverage is not guaranteed and must be individually assessed. Thus, option A correctly highlights the primary advantage of surplus lines insurance. Question 8. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation. Topic: providing documentation and evidence during litigation. When a surplus lines claim in Georgia goes to litigation, which of the following is essential for the claims handler to provide during the legal process? A. An estimate of future premium increases. B. All relevant documentation and evidence related to the claim. C. A personal opinion on the claim's validity. D. Copies of marketing materials for the insurance policy. Answer: B. Explanation. Providing all relevant documentation and evidence related to the claim is essential during litigation. This includes policy documents, investigation reports, communication records, and any other material that substantiates the claim's decision. Option A is irrelevant to the litigation process. Option C is inappropriate as personal opinions should not influence the legal proceedings. Decisions should be based on facts and evidence. Option D is unrelated to the specifics of the claim under litigation. Therefore, option B is correct as it ensures a fact-based and transparent legal process. Question 9. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation scenario-based. Topic: interviewing insured's witnesses and other parties involved in the claim. Scenario: MS. Rivera, a restaurant owner in Georgia, files a claim after a kitchen fire causes extensive damage. The claims adjuster must determine the fire's cause and extent. What should the adjuster do to ensure a thorough investigation? A. Rely solely on the fire department's report. B. Conduct interviews with MS. Rivera, her staff, and any witnesses. C. Approve the claim immediately to avoid disruption to MS. Rivera's business. D. Delay the investigation until MS. Rivera can provide financial statements. Answer. B. Explanation. To ensure a thorough investigation, the claims adjuster should conduct interviews with MS, Rivera, her staff, and any witnesses. This approach helps gather comprehensive information about the incident, supplementing the fire department's report. Option A might provide important information but should not be the sole source of investigation. Option C is incorrect because it bypasses the necessary steps for accurate claim assessment. Option D is inappropriate as financial statements are not immediately relevant to determining the cause and extent of the fire damage. Thus, option B is correct, promoting a detailed and informed investigation. Question 10. Surplus lines insurance policy analysis. Topic: policy provisions and coverage limitations. In Georgia, a surplus lines insurance policy has a provision that limits coverage for mold damage to $10,000 if a policyholder submits a claim for $25,000 in mold remediation costs. What should the claims adjuster do? A. Approve the entire $25,000 claim based on the policyholder's needs. B. Approve $10,000 of the claim and deny the remaining $15,000. C. Deny the entire claim due to the high cost. D. Negotiate with the policyholder to cover $20,000 of the costs. Answer. B. Explanation. The claims adjuster should approve $10,000 of the claim, which is the maximum amount allowed under the policy provision for mold damage, and deny the remaining $15,000. Surplus lines insurance policies often contain specific coverage limits and exclusions that must be adhered to. Option A is incorrect because it disregards the policy limit. Option C is incorrect as it overlooks the valid part of the claim up to the limit. Option D is incorrect as it ignores the policy's clear limitation. Thus, option B correctly follows the policy terms and regulatory requirements. Question 11. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: releasing and documenting settlement agreements. In Georgia, what is a critical step in the process of documenting a settlement agreement for a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Verbally agreeing on the settlement amount with the claimant. B. Providing the claimant with a detailed written settlement agreement. C. Ensuring the claimant does not involve legal counsel. D. Settling the claim without requiring the claimant's signature. Answer. B. Explanation. Providing the claimant with a detailed written settlement agreement is a critical step in the claim settlement process. This ensures transparency, clarity, and legal enforceability of the agreement. Option A is insufficient as verbal agreements can lead to misunderstandings and disputes. Option C is inappropriate as claimants have the right to legal counsel. Option D is incorrect as a signed agreement is necessary to confirm the claimant's acceptance of the terms. Therefore, option B is correct, aligning with best practices and Georgia regulations for documenting settlements. Question 12. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. Scenario: Mr. Williams, a claims adjuster in Georgia, is assigned to handle a surplus lines claim for a fire loss at a property owned by his close friend, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Williams realizes that handling this claim could lead to a conflict of interest. What should Mr. Williams do to maintain ethical standards? A. Handle the claim himself to ensure his friend receives favorable treatment. B. Ignore the conflict of interest since it might not affect his judgment. C. Disclose the conflict of interest to his supervisor and request reassignment of the claim. D. Deny the claim to avoid any appearance of bias. Answer. C. Explanation. Mr. Williams should disclose the conflict of interest to his supervisor and request reassignment of the claim. This action maintains ethical standards and ensures impartiality in the claims handling process. Option A is unethical as it compromises fairness. Option B is incorrect as conflicts of interest should not be ignored regardless of perceived judgment impact. Option D is also unethical as it unjustly penalizes the claimant. Thus, option C is correct, adhering to ethical guidelines and professional standards in Georgia's surplus lines claims handling. Question 13. Surplus lines insurance claims process. Topic: Importance of effective communication and documentation in claims handling. In Georgia, what is the primary reason effective communication and documentation are critical in surplus lines claims handling? A. To expedite the claims process and reduce costs. B. To ensure compliance with state regulations and provide clear records for all parties involved. C. To avoid the need for legal counsel. D. To minimize the amount paid out on claims. Answer: B. Explanation. Effective communication and documentation are essential to ensure compliance with state regulations and to provide clear records for all parties involved. This helps in maintaining transparency, facilitating smooth claims processing, and supporting fair outcomes. While expediting the claims process, option A, is important, it is not the primary reason. Avoiding the need for legal counsel, option C, is not a practical or primary reason either. Minimizing the amount paid out on claims, option D, is contrary to fair claims practices. Therefore, option B is correct as it emphasizes regulatory compliance and clarity. Question 14. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Compliance with regulatory requirements in claims settlement. Which of the following actions is required for compliance with regulatory requirements during a surplus lines insurance claims settlement in Georgia? A. Settling all claims in favor of the insured to avoid disputes. B. Documenting the reasons for the claim settlement decision thoroughly. C. Offering settlements only if the insured agrees to a non-disclosure agreement. D. Ensuring that settlements are always less than the policy limits. Answer: B. Explanation. Documenting the reasons for the claim settlement decision thoroughly is required for compliance with regulatory requirements. This practice ensures transparency and accountability. Option A is incorrect as it may lead to unjust settlements and is not in line with fair claims handling practices. Option C is inappropriate as it imposes conditions that may not be justified. Option D is incorrect as settlements should be based on the actual loss and coverage, not arbitrarily kept below policy limits. Thus, option B is correct, aligning with regulatory expectations in Georgia. Question 15. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation scenario-based. Topic: Determining coverage and liability in surplus lines claims scenario. Ms. Lee, a business owner in Georgia, files a claim after a severe storm causes significant damage to her commercial property. Her surplus lines policy includes coverage for wind damage but excludes coverage for flood damage. During the investigation, it is found that the primary cause of the damage was wind, but subsequent flooding exacerbated the loss. How should the claims adjuster proceed in evaluating this claim? A. Deny the entire claim due to the flood exclusion. B. Approve the entire claim because the primary cause was wind damage. C. Separate the damages attributable to wind and flood, covering only the wind damage. D. Refer the entire claim to an independent arbitrator for resolution. Answer: C. Explanation. The claims adjuster should separate the damages attributable to wind and flood, covering only the wind damage. This approach aligns with the policy provisions and ensures that the insured is compensated for covered losses while respecting the policy exclusions. Option A is incorrect as it disregards the covered wind damage. Option B is incorrect as it overlooks the flood exclusion. Option D is unnecessary if the adjuster can accurately separate the damages. Therefore, option C is correct, reflecting a thorough and fair evaluation in accordance with Georgia's regulatory standards and policy terms. Question 16. Surplus lines insurance claims process. Topic: Roles and responsibilities of key stakeholders in surplus lines claims handling in Georgia. Who among the following stakeholders has the primary responsibility for ensuring that a surplus lines claim is handled according to regulatory requirements and policy provisions? A. The insurance broker. B. The policyholder. C. The claims adjuster. D. The surplus lines insurer's legal counsel. Answer: C. Explanation. The claims adjuster has the primary responsibility for ensuring that a surplus lines claim is handled according to regulatory requirements and policy provisions. The adjuster's role involves assessing the claim, determining coverage, and ensuring compliance with state regulations and the terms of the policy. The insurance broker, option A, facilitates the placement of insurance but does not handle claims. The policyholder, option B, reports the claim but does not manage its handling. The insurer's legal counsel, option D, may provide advice during disputes or litigation but is not responsible for the day-to-day handling of claims. Thus, option C is correct, reflecting the adjuster's central role in claims handling. Question 17. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: Claims investigation techniques and best practices. What is a best practice for a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia when investigating a claim involving significant property damage? A. Conducting the entire investigation remotely to save time and resources. B. Relying solely on the policyholder's description of the damage. C. Utilizing a combination of on-site inspections, expert consultations, and photographic evidence. D. Delegating the investigation to a third-party contractor without supervision. Answer: C. Explanation. Utilizing a combination of on-site inspections, expert consultations, and photographic evidence is a best practice for a claims adjuster when investigating significant property damage. This comprehensive approach ensures that the investigation is thorough and accurate. Option A is inadequate for complex claims as it may miss critical details. Option B is insufficient as it relies only on the policyholder's perspective. Option D can lead to a lack of oversight and potential inaccuracies. Thus, option C is correct, promoting a detailed and reliable investigation process in line with best practices and regulatory expectations in Georgia. Question 18. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation scenario-based. Topic: Reserving and estimating claim costs. Scenario: Mr. Patel, a factory owner in Georgia, files a claim for fire damage to his property. The initial assessment indicates substantial structural damage and loss of inventory. The claims adjuster needs to set a reserve for the claim. What should the adjuster consider when estimating the reserve amount? A. Only the cost of structural repairs. B. The cost of structural repairs, inventory replacement, business interruption, and potential legal fees. C. The policyholder's preferred settlement amount. D. The adjuster's intuition without detailed assessment. Answer: B. Explanation. The adjuster should consider the cost of structural repairs, inventory replacement, business interruption, and potential legal fees when estimating the reserve amount. This comprehensive approach ensures that the reserve accurately reflects the total anticipated cost of the claim, aligning with regulatory requirements and best practices in Georgia. Option A is too narrow, ignoring other significant costs. Option C is not appropriate as the reserve should be based on objective estimates, not the policyholder's preference. Option D is unprofessional and unreliable. Thus, option B is correct, promoting a thorough and accurate reserving process. Question 19. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Settlement options and alternatives. In Georgia, what is an appropriate alternative to a traditional cash settlement for a surplus lines insurance claim involving significant property damage? A. A structured settlement that spreads payments over time. B. A lump sum payment to expedite the claims process. C. Denying the claim to avoid financial loss for the insurer. D. Ignoring the policyholder's preference and enforcing the insurer's decision. Answer: A. Explanation. A structured settlement that spreads payments over time can be an appropriate alternative to a traditional cash settlement, especially for significant property damage claims. This option can provide financial stability for the policyholder while managing the insurer's cash flow. Option B is not necessarily inappropriate, but may not be the best solution for all situations. Option C is incorrect as it disregards the validity of the claim. Option D is incorrect as it fails to consider the policyholder's needs and can lead to disputes. Therefore, option A is correct, offering a flexible and fair settlement option in line with best practices. Question 20. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Confidentiality and privacy requirements in surplus lines claims. Which of the following actions would violate confidentiality and privacy requirements in the handling of a surplus lines claim in Georgia? A. Sharing claim details with an approved outside expert for evaluation. B. Discussing claim specifics with the policyholder's legal counsel. C. Releasing claim information to unauthorized third parties. D. Maintaining detailed records of the claim in the insurer's secure system. Answer: C. Explanation. Releasing claim information to unauthorized third parties would violate confidentiality and privacy requirements. Ensuring the privacy of claim details is critical to maintaining the trust and legal compliance in claims handling. Option A is permissible as long as the expert is approved and necessary for claim evaluation. Option B is appropriate when legal counsel is involved and authorized by the policyholder. Option D is correct as it involves secure record keeping within the insurer's system. Therefore, option C is correct, highlighting a clear breach of confidentiality. Question 21. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation scenario-based. Topic: utilizing outside experts and specialists in claims investigation scenario MS. Green, a hotel owner in Georgia, files a claim for water damage caused by a burst pipe. The claims adjuster has limited expertise in plumbing issues and the extent of water damage. What is the best course of action for the claims adjuster to ensure a thorough investigation? A. Rely solely on MS. Green's description of the damage and approve the claim. B. Conduct a brief on-site inspection and make a quick decision. C. Hire a plumbing specialist and a water damage restoration expert to assess the damage. D. Refer the claim to the insurer's legal team for immediate litigation. Answer: C. Explanation. Hiring a plumbing specialist and a water damage restoration expert to assess the damage is the best course of action for the claims adjuster. This ensures a thorough and accurate investigation considering the adjuster's limited expertise in this area. Option A is insufficient and risky as it relies solely on the policyholder's account. Option B may result in an incomplete assessment. Option D is premature without a proper investigation. Therefore, option C is correct, ensuring the use of expert knowledge to determine the extent of the damage and appropriate claim resolution. Question 22. Surplus lines insurance claims process. Topic: compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines claims handling. In Georgia, which of the following practices is essential for ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements during surplus lines claims handling? A. Recording all telephone conversations with the policyholder. B. Conducting all communications via email for documentation purposes. C. Regularly updating the policyholder on the status of their claim in writing. D. Allowing the policyholder to make changes to their claim at any time without documentation. Answer: C. Explanation. Regularly updating the policyholder on the status of their claim in writing is essential for ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. This practice ensures transparency, keeps the policyholder informed, and provides a documented record of communication. Option A might be beneficial but isn't a regulatory requirement and may have privacy implications. Option B is useful for documentation but not always practical or required for all communications. Option D is incorrect as it undermines the need for proper documentation and control of the claims process. Therefore, option C is correct, aligning with best practices and regulatory expectations. Question 23. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation. Topic: methods for evaluating the extent and value of a claim. When evaluating the extent and value of a surplus lines insurance claim in Georgia, what should a claims adjuster prioritize to ensure an accurate assessment? A. Estimating the value based solely on the policyholder's initial report. B. Using industry standard software and tools to estimate repair and replacement costs. C. Approving a settlement amount based on the adjuster's intuition. D. Considering only the current market value of damaged property. Answer: B. Explanation. Using industry standard software and tools to estimate repair and replacement costs is crucial for an accurate assessment of a claim. These tools help ensure that evaluations are based on reliable, up-to-date data and methodologies. Option A is insufficient as it may not provide a complete or accurate picture. Option C is unprofessional and unreliable. Option D is too narrow as it ignores other factors like replacement cost, depreciation, and policy limits. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting a thorough and accurate evaluation aligned with best practices. Question 24. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation scenario-based. Topic: working with legal counsel and managing litigation expenses. Scenario: Mr. Brown, a warehouse owner in Georgia, disputes the settlement offer for a surplus lines insurance claim related to fire damage and decides to sue the insurer. As the claims adjuster, what should you do to manage litigation expenses effectively while ensuring a strong defense? A. Handle the legal case personally to save on attorney fees. B. Engage experienced legal counsel specializing in insurance litigation. C. Offer an immediate out-of-court settlement regardless of the claim's merit. D. Ignore the lawsuit and hope it resolves itself. Answer. B. Explanation. Engaging experienced legal counsel specializing in insurance litigation is the best course of action. This ensures a strong defense based on expert legal advice and helps manage litigation expenses effectively by potentially avoiding unnecessary costs through strategic legal handling. Option A is inappropriate as claims adjusters typically do not have the legal expertise required for litigation. Option C might lead to unjust settlements and higher costs if done without consideration of the claim's merit. Option D is irresponsible and can lead to default judgments against the insurer. Therefore, option B is correct, reflecting best practices in managing litigation for surplus lines insurance claims. Question 25. Regulatory compliance in surplus lines claims handling. Topic: Compliance with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws. In Georgia, which of the following actions is required to comply with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws in surplus lines claims handling? A. Providing a detailed explanation for any claim denial in writing. B. Settling all claims within 10 days regardless of the investigation status. C. Avoiding any communication with the policyholder until the claim is settled. D. Automatically approving all claims to avoid potential legal disputes. Answer A. Explanation. Providing a detailed explanation for any claim denial in writing is essential for compliance with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws. This ensures transparency and helps the policyholder understand the basis for the decision. Option B is unrealistic and may not allow sufficient time for a proper investigation. Option C is incorrect as it goes against the principles of transparency and effective communication. Option D is inappropriate as it disregards the need for thorough claim evaluation and adherence to policy terms. Therefore, option A is correct, aligning with regulatory requirements and best practices. Question 26. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: Gathering and evaluating evidence in surplus lines claims. In Georgia, what is a critical step in gathering and evaluating evidence for a surplus lines insurance claim involving theft of commercial property? A. Relying solely on the policyholder's statement and police report. B. Conducting an independent investigation, including site visits and expert consultations. C. Approving the claim based on the policyholder's request to expedite the process. D. Denying the claim if there is any inconsistency in the policyholder's statement. Answer B. Explanation. Conducting an independent investigation, including site visits and expert consultations, is critical for gathering and evaluating evidence in a theft claim. This thorough approach ensures that the adjuster has a complete and accurate understanding of the circumstances and can make a well-informed decision. Option A is insufficient as it may miss critical details. Option C is inappropriate as it sacrifices due diligence for speed. Option D is overly harsh and does not consider the possibility of resolving inconsistencies through investigation. Thus, option B is correct, promoting a detailed and reliable claims investigation process. Question 27. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. Scenario: MS Rodriguez, a claims adjuster in Georgia, is assigned to handle a claim for property damage filed by a company in which her brother-in-law is a major shareholder. MS Rodriguez realizes that handling this claim could lead to a conflict of interest. What should MS Rodriguez do to maintain ethical standards? A. Handle the claim herself to ensure her brother-in-law receives favorable treatment. B. Disclose the conflict of interest to her supervisor and request reassignment of the claim. C. Ignore the conflict of interest since it might not affect her judgment. D. Deny the claim to avoid any appearance of bias. Answer B. Explanation. MS Rodriguez should disclose the conflict of interest to her supervisor and request reassignment of the claim. This action maintains ethical standards and ensures impartiality in the claims handling process. Option A is unethical as it compromises fairness. Option C is incorrect as conflict of interest should not be ignored regardless of perceived judgment impact. Option D is also unethical as it unjustly penalizes the claimant. Therefore, option B is correct, adhering to ethical guidelines and professional standards in Georgia's surplus lines claims handling. Question 28. Surplus lines insurance claims process. Topic: Overview of the claims handling process in Georgia. Which of the following steps is the first in the surplus lines claims handling process? A. Settling the claim with the policyholder. B. Investigating the claim thoroughly. C. Notifying the insurer of the claim. D. Appointing legal counsel to manage potential disputes. Answer: C. Explanation. The first step in the claims handling process is notifying the insurer of the claim. This notification triggers the entire claims process, allowing the insurer to begin investigating and handling the claim appropriately. Option A is incorrect as settlement occurs later in the process. Option B is essential but comes after notification. Option D is premature without first establishing the need for legal involvement. Thus, option C is correct, reflecting the initial action required to start the claims handling process. Question 29. Surplus lines insurance policy analysis. Topic: Interpreting policy language and exclusions. When interpreting a surplus lines insurance policy in Georgia, how should ambiguous policy language typically be construed? A. In favor of the insurer. B. In favor of the insured. C. Based solely on the adjuster's discretion. D. Ignored if it complicates the claims process. Answer: B. Explanation. Ambiguous policy language is typically construed in favor of the insured. This principle, known as a contra pro forentum, is a common rule in insurance law aimed at protecting policyholders from unclear terms drafted by insurers. Option A is incorrect as it disadvantages the insured. Option C is inappropriate as it lacks objectivity. Option D is incorrect as ambiguity cannot be ignored and must be resolved. Therefore, option B is correct, aligning with legal principles and ensuring fair treatment of policyholders in Georgia. Question 30. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation scenario-based. Topic: Determining coverage and liability in surplus lines claims. Scenario: Mr. Thompson, a restaurant owner in Georgia, files a claim for business interruption due to a kitchen fire. His surplus lines policy includes coverage for fire damage but has a specific exclusion for losses caused by faulty maintenance. The investigation reveals that the fire started due to a grease buildup in an uncleaned vent. How should the claims adjuster proceed? A. Approve the entire claim since fire damage is covered. B. Deny the entire claim due to the exclusion for faulty maintenance. C. Cover the claim for the initial fire damage but exclude losses related to business interruption due to the maintenance issue. D. Approve the business interruption claim but deny the fire damage claim. Answer: C. Explanation. The claims adjuster should cover the claim for the initial fire damage but exclude losses related to business interruption due to the maintenance issue. This approach acknowledges the covered peril fire while respecting the policy exclusion for losses caused by faulty maintenance. Option A ignores the exclusion and is incorrect. Option B is too broad and fails to consider the initial covered loss. Option D misinterprets the coverage and exclusions. Therefore, option C is correct, providing a nuanced resolution that aligns with policy terms and regulatory standards in Georgia. Question 31. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Negotiating and reaching a settlement agreement. In Georgia, what is a key consideration for surplus lines claims adjusters when negotiating a settlement agreement? A. Minimizing the insurer's financial liability regardless of the claim's merit. B. Ensuring the policyholder receives fair compensation based on the covered loss. C. Offering settlements that are below the policy limits to save costs. D. Refusing to negotiate and waiting for the policyholder to accept the initial offer. Correct answer: B. Explanation. A key consideration for surplus lines claims adjusters when negotiating a settlement agreement in Georgia is ensuring the policyholder receives fair compensation based on the covered loss. This principle aligns with the insurer's obligation to handle claims fairly and in good faith, aiming to provide adequate compensation for covered losses. Option A is incorrect as it prioritizes financial interests over fair compensation. Option C is inappropriate as settlements should reflect the actual loss and coverage. Option D is ineffective and disregards the negotiation process. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing fairness and compliance with regulatory standards. Question 32. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Professional standards and conduct for claims professionals. Which ethical principle is particularly relevant for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia when handling claims? A. Maximizing profits for the insurer. B. Disclosing all claim details to unauthorized third parties. C. Maintaining confidentiality and privacy of claim information. D. Delaying claims processing to frustrate the policyholder. Answer: C. Explanation. Maintaining confidentiality and privacy of claim information is a crucial ethical principle for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia. This principle ensures trust and compliance with legal requirements regarding the protection of sensitive information. Option A is incorrect as it conflicts with fair claims handling practices. Option B violates privacy regulations and ethical standards. Option D is unethical as it harms the policyholder and may lead to legal consequences. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing integrity and professionalism in claims handling. Question 33. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation scenario-based. Topic: Understanding the litigation process in surplus lines claims. Scenario: MS. Garcia, the surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, is involved in a dispute with a policyholder regarding coverage for water damage. The policyholder insists on litigation to resolve the claim. What should MS. Garcia consider when preparing for litigation? A. Presenting biased evidence in favor of the insurer. B. Collaborating closely with the policyholder's legal counsel. C. Providing accurate documentation and evidence to support the insurer's position. D. Withholding key information to gain leverage during litigation. Answer: C. Explanation. MS. Garcia should consider providing accurate documentation and evidence to support the insurer's position when preparing for litigation. This approach ensures transparency and strengthens the insurer's defense in accordance with legal standards. Option A is unethical and undermines fairness in litigation. Option B may not be feasible or appropriate without proper authorization. Option D is unethical and can lead to legal sanctions. Therefore, option C is correct, promoting ethical and effective litigation preparation in Georgia's surplus lines claims context. Question 34. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: Interviewing insureds, witnesses, and other parties involved in the claim. In Georgia, what is a critical aspect of interviewing insureds and witnesses during a surplus lines insurance claim investigation? A. Recording interviews without informing the interviewees. B. Asking leading questions to guide the interview's responses. C. Allowing the insured to dictate the terms of the interview. D. Conducting interviews in a structured and impartial manner. Answer: D. Explanation. In Georgia, conducting interviews in a structured and impartial manner is crucial during a surplus lines insurance claim investigation. This approach ensures that information gathered is reliable and unbiased, supporting an accurate assessment of the claim. Option A is incorrect as recording interviews without consent may violate privacy laws. Option B can lead to biased responses and is inappropriate for thorough investigations. Option C may compromise the objectivity of the interview process. Therefore, option D is correct, emphasizing professionalism and adherence to best practices in claims handling. Question 35. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. Which action demonstrates a surplus lines claims adjuster's adherence to ethical standards when managing conflicts of interest in Georgia? A. Prioritizing claims from policyholders who are personal acquaintances. B. Accepting gifts or incentives from third-party vendors. C. Disclosing potential conflicts of interest to all relevant parties. D. Ignoring conflicts of interest to expedite claims processing. Answer: C. Explanation. Disclosing potential conflicts of interest to all relevant parties demonstrates a surplus lines claims adjuster's adherence to ethical standards in Georgia. Transparency about potential biases helps maintain trust and integrity in claims handling. Option A is unethical as it shows favoritism. Option B violates ethical guidelines by potentially influencing decisions. Option D is negligent and disregards ethical responsibilities. Therefore, option C is correct, promoting honesty and accountability in managing conflicts of interest. Question 36. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation scenario-based. Topic: Methods for evaluating the extent and value of a claim. Scenario: Mr. Lee, a property owner in Georgia, files a surplus lines insurance claim for hail damage to his roof. The adjuster estimates the cost of repair using an outdated pricing guide, which undervalues the current market costs. What should the adjuster do to ensure an accurate evaluation of the claim? A. Use the outdated pricing guide as it is the standard for claim evaluations. B. Adjust the estimate based on current market rates for materials and labor. C. Deny the claim due to inconsistencies in the pricing guide. D. Settle the claim without further evaluation to expedite the process. Answer: B. Explanation. The adjuster should adjust the estimate based on current market rates for materials and labor to ensure an accurate evaluation of the claim. This approach reflects fair compensation aligned with the actual costs of repair, preventing underpayment or dispute. Option A is incorrect as using outdated information may lead to inaccurate assessments. Option C is premature and fails to consider correction of the estimate. Option D disregards the adjuster's responsibility to evaluate claims accurately. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting diligence and fairness in claim evaluation practices. Question 37. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Compliance with regulatory requirements in claims settlement. In Georgia, what is a primary consideration for surplus lines insurers when determining the time frame for settling claims? A. Minimizing claim costs to maximize profitability. B. Adhering to state-mandated deadlines for claims settlement. C. Delaying settlement to discourage future claims. D. Settling claims quickly without thorough investigation. Answer: B. Explanation. Adhering to state-mandated deadlines for claims settlement is a primary consideration for surplus lines insurers in Georgia. Each state has specific regulations regarding the time frame within which insurers must settle claims, ensuring timely and fair resolution for policyholders. Option A is incorrect as profitability should not compromise regulatory compliance. Option C is unethical and may lead to legal repercussions. Option D disregards the need for thorough investigation before settlement. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing compliance with legal requirements and fair claims practices. Question 38. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: Gathering and evaluating evidence in claims investigation. Which approach should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia prioritize when evaluating evidence for a complex property damage claim? A. Relying solely on the initial assessment provided by the policyholder. B. Consulting with external experts to validate the assessment. C. Ignoring minor discrepancies to expedite the claims process. D. Making a quick decision based on intuition and past experience. Answer: B. Explanation. Consulting with external experts to validate the assessment is the approach surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize when evaluating evidence for a complex property damage claim. This ensures a thorough and objective assessment, leveraging specialized knowledge to support informed decision-making. Option A is insufficient and may overlook critical details. Option C is negligent and compromises accuracy. Option D is unreliable without comprehensive investigation. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting diligence and expertise in claims handling. Question 39. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: Ethical considerations in claims handling. Scenario: MS Jackson, the surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, discovers that a policyholder's claim for water damage is partially due to inadequate maintenance, which is excluded under the policy. The policyholder is unaware of this exclusion. What ethical obligation does MS Jackson have in this situation? A. Deny the entire claim without informing the policyholder of the exclusion. B. Approve the claim in full to avoid conflict with the policyholder. C. Disclose the policy exclusion to the policyholder and adjust the claim accordingly. D. Ignore the policy exclusion since it was not disclosed at the policy inception. Answer: C. Explanation. MS Jackson has an ethical obligation to disclose the policy exclusion to the policyholder and adjust the claim accordingly. Transparency and honesty are crucial in claims handling to maintain trust and compliance with ethical standards. Option A is unethical as it withholds critical information. Option B compromises integrity by ignoring policy terms. Option D is incorrect as ignorance of the exclusion does not absolve the adjuster's responsibility. Therefore, option C is correct, demonstrating ethical conduct and professionalism in Georgia's surplus lines claims handling. Question 40. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation. Topic: providing documentation and evidence during litigation. In Georgia, what should surplus lines claims adjusters prioritize when providing documentation and evidence during litigation? A. Withholding sensitive information to protect the insurer's interests. B. Ensuring all documentation is complete, accurate, and organized. C. Delaying the submission of evidence to frustrate the opposing party. D. Providing information selectively to influence the outcome of the litigation. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize ensuring all documentation is complete, accurate, and organized when providing evidence during a litigation. This approach supports transparency, strengthens the insurer's position, and complies with legal obligations to disclose relevant information. Option A is unethical as it undermines the fairness of the litigation process. Options C and D are both inappropriate and could result in legal consequences for the adjuster and the insurer. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing professionalism and compliance with legal and ethical standards in litigation. Question 41. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: confidentiality and privacy requirements in claims handling. What is a key consideration for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia regarding confidentiality and privacy when handling claims? A. Sharing claim details with unauthorized third parties for expedited processing. B. Storing claim information in an unsecured location. C. Disclosing claim information only to authorized parties on a need-to-know basis. D. Ignoring privacy regulations to resolve claims faster. Answer: C. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia must consider disclosing claim information only to authorized parties on a need-to-know basis when handling claims. This ensures compliance with confidentiality and privacy regulations, safeguarding sensitive information from unauthorized access. Option A violates privacy laws and is unethical. Option B compromises security and confidentiality. Option D disregards legal requirements and ethical responsibilities. Therefore, option C is correct, promoting confidentiality and privacy protection in claims handling. Question 42. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Scenario-based. Topic: negotiating and reaching a settlement agreement. Scenario: Mr. Patel, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, is negotiating a settlement for a complex liability claim. The policyholder is unwilling to accept the initial settlement offer and threatens litigation. What should Mr. Patel consider to effectively resolve the claim? A. Increasing the settlement offer to avoid litigation costs. B. Refusing to negotiate further to assert the insurer's position. C. Exploring alternative dispute resolution methods to reach a compromise. D. Denying the claim to force the policyholder into accepting the offer. Answer: C. Explanation. Mr. Patel should consider exploring alternative dispute resolution methods to reach a compromise and effectively resolve the claim. Alternative methods like mediation or arbitration can facilitate a mutually agreeable settlement without the costs and uncertainties of litigation. Option A may not always be feasible and can set precedent for future claims. Option B is confrontational and may escalate tensions. Option D is inappropriate and risks legal action. Therefore, option C is correct, promoting proactive and strategic claims resolution in Georgia's surplus lines insurance context. Question 43. Surplus lines insurance policy analysis. Topic: key terms and definitions in surplus lines policies. Which term is commonly found in surplus lines insurance policies in Georgia to define the maximum amount an insurer will pay for a covered loss? A. Deductible. B. Coinsurance. C. Coverage limit. D. Exclusion clause. Answer: C. Explanation. In surplus lines insurance policies in Georgia, the term coverage limit defines the maximum amount an insurer will pay for a covered loss. This limit is specified in the policy and varies based on the type of coverage purchased. Option A refers to the amount the insured must pay before the insurer starts to cover a claim. Option B is a term related to the percentage of cost shared between the insured and insurer after the deductible is met. Option D excludes coverage for specific perils or circumstances. Therefore, option C is correct, reflecting a fundamental aspect of surplus lines insurance policies in Georgia. Question 44. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. What action should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia take to manage conflicts of interest effectively? A. Accept gifts or incentives from third parties involved in the claim. B. Disclose potential conflicts of interest to all relevant parties. C. Ignore conflicts of interest if they do not impact the claim outcome. D. Hide conflicts of interest to avoid complicating the claims process. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should disclose potential conflicts of interest to all relevant parties to manage them effectively. Transparency is crucial to maintaining trust and ensuring fair treatment of all parties involved in the claims process. Option A is unethical and may influence decision-making. Options C and D are both inappropriate as they disregard the importance of transparency and ethical conduct. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting integrity and professionalism in claims handling. Question 45. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation scenario-based. Topic: Determining coverage and liability in surplus lines claims. Scenario: MS Ramirez, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, is evaluating a claim for storm damage to a commercial building. The policyholder submits estimates from multiple contractors for repair costs. What should MS Ramirez consider when determining the appropriate settlement amount? A. Choosing the lowest estimate to minimize claim costs. B. Ignoring the estimates and relying on historical data. C. Evaluating each estimate based on the scope of work and reasonableness. D. Rejecting all estimates and denying the claim due to insufficient evidence. Answer: C. Explanation. MS Ramirez should consider evaluating each estimate based on the scope of work and reasonableness when determining the appropriate settlement amount for the claim. This approach ensures that the settlement reflects the actual costs required to repair the storm damage based on professional assessments. Option A is incorrect as it may undervalue the claim. Option B ignores current evidence and is not thorough. Option D is premature without proper evaluation of the estimates. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing fair and thorough claims evaluation practices in Georgia's surplus lines insurance sector. Question 46. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: Gathering and evaluating evidence in claims investigation. During a claims investigation in Georgia, what role do statements from witnesses and insureds play in determining coverage under a surplus lines insurance policy? A. They are disregarded unless supported by physical evidence. B. They are considered primary evidence in determining coverage. C. They are used only to deny coverage based on inconsistencies. D. They are secondary to adjusters' interpretation of policy language. Answer: B. Explanation. In Georgia, statements from witnesses and insureds are considered primary evidence in determining coverage under a surplus lines insurance policy. These statements provide first-hand accounts and details crucial for assessing the circumstances of the claim. Option A is incorrect as witness statements are valuable evidence even without physical evidence. Option C is unethical and disregards the importance of witness statements. Option D misinterprets the role of witness statements in claims investigation. Therefore, option B is correct, reflecting the significance of witness statements in claims handling. Question 47. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Professional standards and conduct for claims professionals. Which action by a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia demonstrates ethical conduct when handling a claim? A. Advising the insured to exaggerate losses to maximize the claim payout. B. Denying a claim without thoroughly investigating the facts. C. Documenting all interactions and decisions related to the claim. D. Delaying claim processing to discourage future claims. Answer: C. Explanation. Documenting all interactions and decisions related to the claim demonstrates ethical conduct by a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia. Comprehensive documentation ensures transparency, accountability, and clarity in claims handling processes, which is essential for compliance and fair treatment of policyholders. Option A is unethical and encourages fraudulent behavior. Option B is negligent and violates fair claims practices. Option D is punitive and unethical. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing professionalism and integrity in claims handling. Question 48. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Scenario-based. Topic: Compliance with regulatory requirements in claims settlement. Scenario: MS. New and a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia is negotiating a settlement with a policyholder for property damage. The policyholder insists on a higher settlement amount than justified by the damage assessment. What should MS. Newen consider to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements? A. Settling the claim quickly to avoid further negotiation. B. Evaluating the damage assessment and supporting documentation. C. Refusing to negotiate and sticking to the initial offer. D. Offering a low settlement amount to discourage the policyholder. Answer: B. Explanation. MS. Newen should consider evaluating the damage assessment and supporting documentation to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements in Georgia. Regulatory compliance requires adjusters to base settlements on objective assessments and documented evidence, ensuring fair treatment of policyholders. Option A neglects thorough evaluation and may undervalue the claim. Option C is inflexible and may escalate the dispute. Option D is unethical and undermines fair claims handling practices. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting adherence to regulatory standards and fair resolution of claims. Question 49. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation. Topic: Reserving and estimating claim costs. In Georgia, what is the primary purpose of reserving in surplus lines insurance claims evaluation? A. To minimize the insurer's financial liability. B. To accurately estimate the value of the claim. C. To delay claim payments and reduce costs. D. To prioritize claims based on severity. Answer: B. Explanation. The primary purpose of reserving in surplus lines insurance claims evaluation in Georgia is to accurately estimate the value of the claim. Reserving ensures that the insurer sets aside sufficient funds to cover anticipated claim costs, reflecting a prudent approach to financial management and claims settlement. Option A is incorrect as it suggests a bias toward reducing liability rather than accuracy. Option C is unethical and contradicts fair claims handling practices. Option D is unrelated to the purpose of reserving. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of accurate financial forecasting in claims evaluation. Question 50. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. What is a crucial step for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to mitigate conflicts of interest effectively? A. Focusing solely on the insurer's interests during claims handling. B. Disclosing all personal relationships with policyholders. C. Ignoring conflicts of interest if they do not impact claim outcomes. D. Avoiding communication with third-party witnesses. Answer: B. Explanation. A crucial step for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to mitigate conflicts of interest effectively is to disclose all personal relationships with policyholders. Transparency about potential biases or relationships helps maintain trust and ensures fair treatment in claims handling. Option A is unethical as it disregards the policyholder's interests. Option C is negligent and disregards ethical responsibilities. Option D limits the adjuster's ability to gather relevant information. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting transparency and ethical conduct in managing conflicts of interest. Question 51. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation scenario-based. Topic: Understanding the litigation process in surplus lines claims. Scenario: Mr. Roberts, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, faces a complex litigation case involving coverage disputes. What should Mr. Roberts prioritize during the litigation process? A. Minimizing communication with legal counsel to avoid unnecessary costs. B. Documenting all interactions and decisions related to the case. C. Delaying the litigation process to frustrate the policyholder. D. Relying solely on personal judgment to resolve the case. Answer: B. Explanation. During the litigation process in Georgia, Mr. Roberts should prioritize documenting all interactions and decisions related to the case. Thorough documentation provides a clear record of actions taken, supports legal defense strategies, and ensures compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. Option A limits effective communication and legal strategy development. Option C is unethical and may lead to legal repercussions. Option D is unreliable and disregards legal expertise. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing professionalism and diligence in managing litigation cases. Question 52. Surplus lines insurance policy analysis. Topic: Interpreting policy language and exclusions. In Georgia, what is the purpose of exclusions in surplus lines insurance policies? A. To limit coverage and reduce claim payouts. B. To confuse policyholders about their coverage. C. To encourage policyholders to file fewer claims. D. To clarify specific risks not covered by the policy. Answer: D. Explanation. Exclusions in surplus lines insurance policies in Georgia serve the purpose of clarifying specific risks that are not covered by the policy. By defining exclusions, insurers outline the boundaries of coverage, managing risk exposure and ensuring policy clarity. Option A is incorrect, as exclusions are not intended solely to limit coverage arbitrarily. Option B and C are incorrect and unethical, as they mislead policyholders and discourage legitimate claims. Therefore, option D is correct, emphasizing the role of exclusions in defining coverage scope and managing risk. Question 53. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: Interviewing insureds, witnesses, and other parties involved in the claim. During an interview with a witness in Georgia, what should surplus lines claims adjusters prioritize to gather reliable information? A. Asking leading questions to steer the witness's response. B. Allowing interruptions to maintain the flow of conversation. C. Recording the interview without the witness's consent. D. Using open-ended questions to elicit detailed responses. Answer: D. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize using open-ended questions to elicit detailed responses during interviews with witnesses. Open-ended questions encourage witnesses to provide comprehensive information, helping to uncover relevant details crucial for claims investigation. Option A can bias the witness's responses and is inappropriate. Option B disrupts the interview process and may affect information quality. Option C violates privacy laws and ethical standards. Therefore, option D is correct, promoting effective communication and thorough investigation in claims handling. Question 54. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement, scenario-based. Topic: Negotiating and reaching a settlement agreement. Scenario: MS Roberts, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, is negotiating a settlement for a complex liability claim. The policyholder insists on a higher settlement amount than justified by the damage assessment. What strategy should MS Roberts employ to reach a fair settlement? A. Refuse to negotiate further and stick to the initial offer. B. Engage in collaborative negotiations based on evidence and estimates. C. Threaten to deny the claim to pressure the policyholder into accepting. D. Delay the settlement process to discourage the policyholder. Answer: B. Explanation. MS Roberts should employ a strategy of engaging in collaborative negotiations based on evidence and estimates to reach a fair settlement for the complex liability claim in Georgia. This approach involves discussing the evidence and assessments openly, aiming to find common ground and achieve a mutually acceptable resolution. Option A is confrontational and may escalate tensions. Options C and D are unethical and can lead to legal repercussions. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting professionalism and fair negotiation practices in surplus lines claims settlement. Question 55. Surplus lines insurance claims process. Topic: Overview of the claims handling process. What is a critical step in the initial stages of a surplus lines insurance claim process in Georgia? A. Delaying communication with the insured to gather more information. B. Assigning the claim to an inexperienced claims adjuster to manage costs. C. Conducting a thorough investigation to determine coverage and liability. D. Denying the claim without reviewing the policy details. Answer: C. Explanation. In Georgia, conducting a thorough investigation to determine coverage and liability is a critical step in the initial stages of a surplus lines insurance claim process. This step ensures that all pertinent information is gathered and an accurate assessment of the claim's validity is made based on policy terms and conditions. Option A delays the process and may violate timely claims handling requirements. Option B jeopardizes the quality of claims handling and customer satisfaction. Option D is premature and may lead to unnecessary disputes. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of diligence and accuracy in claims handling. Question 56. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Ethical considerations in surplus lines claims handling. What ethical principles should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia adhere to when interacting with policyholders? A. Prioritizing the insurer's financial interests over fair claims settlement. B. Providing clear and transparent communication throughout the process. C. Ignoring policyholder concerns to expedite claim resolution. D. Withholding information to maintain an advantage in negotiations. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should adhere to the ethical principle of providing clear and transparent communication throughout the claims handling process when interacting with policyholders. Open communication builds trust, ensures policyholders understand the process, and supports fair and equitable claims settlement. Option A prioritizes financial interests over fair treatment and is unethical. Option C disregards customer service and may lead to dissatisfaction. Option D violates transparency and fairness principles. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting ethical conduct and professionalism in surplus lines claims handling. Question 57. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation scenario-based. Topic: Understanding the litigation process in surplus lines claims. Scenario: MS. Carter, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, faces a lawsuit where the policyholder alleges bad faith in claims handling. What should MS. Carter prioritize to defend against the bad faith claim? A. Settling the claim quickly to avoid prolonged litigation. B. Documenting all actions and decisions taken during the claims process. C. Ignoring the lawsuit until required by the court to respond. D. Admitting fault to mitigate legal costs and reputation damage. Answer: B. Explanation. MS. Carter should prioritize documenting all actions and decisions taken during the claims process to defend against the bad faith claim in Georgia. Thorough documentation supports the insurer's position, demonstrates adherence to fair claims practices, and provides evidence of good faith efforts to resolve the claim. Option A may be premature without proper defense documentation. Option C is negligent and may lead to default judgment. Option D undermines the defense and may exacerbate legal consequences. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing diligence and preparedness in litigation defense for surplus lines claims. Question 58. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Settlement options and alternatives. In Georgia, what should surplus lines claims adjusters consider when evaluating settlement options? A. Denying the claim to minimize insurer's financial liability. B. Exploring alternative dispute resolution methods. C. Settling claims without obtaining policyholder consent. D. Offering the lowest possible settlement amount to save costs. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should consider exploring alternative dispute resolution (ADA) methods when evaluating settlement options. ADR methods such as mediation or arbitration can facilitate fair and efficient resolutions that are acceptable to both parties without the need for prolonged litigation. Option A is unethical and may lead to legal consequences. Option C violates policyholder rights and is inappropriate. Option D prioritizes cost saving over fair claims settlement. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting effective and collaborative settlement practices in surplus lines claims handling. Question 59. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. What action should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia take to manage conflicts of interest effectively? A. Accept gifts or incentives from third parties involved in the claim. B. Disclose potential conflicts of interest to all relevant parties. C. Ignore conflicts of interest if they do not impact the claim outcome. D. Hide conflicts of interest to avoid complicating the claims process. Correct answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should disclose potential conflicts of interest to all relevant parties to manage them effectively. Transparency about potential biases or relationships helps maintain trust and ensures fair treatment in claims handling. Option A is unethical and may influence decision-making. Option C is negligent and disregards ethical responsibilities. Option D undermines transparency and fairness in claims handling. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting integrity and ethical conduct in managing conflicts of interest. Question 60. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation scenario-based. Topic: Gathering and evaluating evidence in claims investigation scenario. Mr. Anderson, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, is investigating a claim for fire damage. The policyholder claims the fire was accidental, but evidence suggests possible arson. What should Mr. Anderson prioritize during the investigation? A. Dismissing the claim due to suspicion of arson without further investigation. B. Consulting with external experts to verify the cause of the fire. C. Ignoring conflicting evidence to expedite claim resolution. D. Offering a quick settlement to avoid further investigation costs. Answer: B. Explanation. Mr. Anderson should prioritize consulting with external experts to verify the cause of the fire during the investigation in Georgia. Consulting experts helps ensure an accurate assessment of the claim considering specialized knowledge and technical expertise in fire investigation. Option A is premature and may lead to unfair claim denial. Option C compromises accuracy and fairness in claims handling. Option D prioritizes cost saving over thorough investigation. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of expert analysis in claims investigation for surplus lines insurance in Georgia. Question 61. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation. Topic: Methods for evaluating the extent and value of a claim. What factors should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia prioritize when estimating the value of a claim? A. Minimizing claim payouts to reduce financial impact on the insurer. B. Using historical data without considering current circumstances. C. Conducting a thorough assessment based on evidence and expert opinions. D. Settling claims quickly to avoid prolonged negotiation. Answer: C. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize conducting a thorough assessment based on evidence and expert opinions when estimating the value of a claim. This approach ensures that the settlement amount reflects the actual damages incurred, supported by credible information and professional evaluations. Option A prioritizes financial interests over fair claims settlement. Option B neglects current circumstances and may lead to inaccurate assessments. Option D compromises thorough evaluation for expediency. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing diligence and accuracy in claims evaluation. Question 62. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation. Topic: Understanding the litigation process in surplus lines claims. What should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia prioritize when responding to litigation involving complex coverage issues? A. Admitting liability to expedite the litigation process. B. Engaging legal counsel to develop a robust defense strategy. C. Ignoring court deadlines to delay proceedings. D. Communicating directly with the policyholder to settle out of court. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize engaging legal counsel to develop a robust defense strategy when responding to litigation involving complex coverage issues. Legal counsel provides expertise in navigating legal complexities, ensuring the insurer's interests are protected, and supporting a favorable outcome in litigation. Option A may unnecessarily expose the insurer to liability. Option C violates court procedures and may result in sanctions. Option D bypasses legal representation and may lead to unfavorable settlements. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting effective litigation management and legal compliance in surplus lines claims handling. Question 63. Surplus lines insurance claims process, scenario-based. Topic: Importance of effective communication and documentation. Scenario: MS Davis, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, receives a claim for extensive water damage. The insured's documentation is incomplete and inconsistent. What should MS Davis prioritize to handle the claim effectively? A. Denying the claim due to insufficient documentation. B. Requesting additional documentation and information from the insured. C. Processing the claim based on incomplete documentation to expedite resolution. D. Ignoring the documentation issues and proceeding with claim settlement. Answer: B. Explanation. MS Davis should prioritize requesting additional documentation and information from the insured to handle the claim effectively in Georgia. Clear and comprehensive documentation is essential for accurate claims assessment and compliance with regulatory requirements. Option A is premature without giving the insured an opportunity to provide necessary documents. Option C compromises accuracy and may lead to unfair claim outcomes. Option D disregards documentation issues and undermines thorough claims handling. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of complete documentation in surplus lines insurance claims processing. Question 64. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Compliance with regulatory requirements in claims settlement. In Georgia, what is a key consideration for surplus lines claims adjusters when negotiating and documenting settlements? A. Excluding policyholders from settlement negotiations. B. Ensuring compliance with state and federal regulations. C. Offering settlements below the insured's expectations. D. Delaying settlement to avoid immediate financial impacts. Answer: B. Explanation. A key consideration for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia when negotiating and documenting settlements is ensuring compliance with state and federal regulations. Adhering to regulatory requirements helps protect both the insurer and policyholder rights, ensuring fair and legally compliant claims settlement practices. Option A is unethical and excludes policyholders from fair settlement processes. Option C undermines fair treatment and may lead to disputes. Option D delays timely claims resolution and may violate regulatory standards. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of regulatory compliance in surplus lines claims settlement. Question 65. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Professional standards and conduct for claims professionals. What ethical principle should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia prioritize when communicating with policyholders? A. Withholding information to avoid potential disputes. B. Ensuring transparency and honesty throughout the process. C. Limiting communication to written correspondence only. D. Making promises regarding claim outcomes to expedite resolution. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize ensuring transparency and honesty throughout the claims handling process when communicating with policyholders. Open communication fosters trust, enhances understanding of the claims process, and supports fair and equitable claims settlement. Option A undermines transparency and fairness. Option C restricts effective communication and may lead to misunderstandings. Option D creates unrealistic expectations and may lead to dissatisfaction. Therefore, option B is correct, promoting ethical conduct and professionalism in surplus lines claims handling. Question 66. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation scenario-based. Topic: Gathering and evaluating evidence in claims investigation. Scenario: Mr. Thompson, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, is investigating a claim for theft of valuable artwork. What should Mr. Thompson prioritize during the investigation to ensure a thorough assessment? A. Relying solely on police reports for evidence. B. Conducting interviews with witnesses and experts. C. Ignoring minor discrepancies in the insured's statement. D. Delaying the investigation to gather more evidence. Answer: B. Explanation. Mr. Thompson should prioritize conducting interviews with witnesses and experts during the investigation of the theft claim for valuable artwork in Georgia. Interviews provide first-hand accounts and expert opinions that are crucial for assessing the claim's validity and determining appropriate coverage. Option A limits investigation scope and may overlook critical details. Option C disregards inconsistencies that may impact claim assessment. Option D delays timely claims resolution and may affect policyholder satisfaction. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of comprehensive evidence gathering in surplus lines claims investigation. Question 67. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation. Topic: Determining coverage and liability in surplus lines claims. What should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia prioritize when determining coverage and liability in a complex claim scenario? A. Denying coverage to minimize financial impact on the insurer. B. Applying policy exclusions without considering policyholder circumstances. C. Conducting a detailed analysis based on policy provisions and claim facts. D. Delaying claim processing to gather additional evidence. Answer: C. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize conducting a detailed analysis based on policy provisions and claim facts when determining coverage and liability in a complex claim scenario. This approach ensures fair and accurate assessment aligned with policy terms, supporting informed decisions and minimizing disputes. Option A prioritizes financial interests over fair claims handling. Option B may disregard legitimate coverage considerations. Option D delays timely claims resolution and may violate regulatory standards. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing thorough evaluation and adherence to policy provisions in surplus lines claims handling. Question 68. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation. Topic: providing documentation and evidence during litigation. What is a crucial step for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia when preparing for litigation? A. Withholding information to maintain a strategic advantage. B. Documenting all actions and decisions related to the claim. C. Ignoring court deadlines to avoid legal proceedings. D. Admitting liability to expedite settlement negotiations. Answer: B. Explanation. A crucial step for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia when preparing for litigation is documenting all actions and decisions related to the claim. Comprehensive documentation supports the insurer's position, demonstrates compliance with legal and regulatory requirements, and strengthens the defense against litigation claims. Option A undermines transparency and fairness in litigation. Option C violates court procedures and may lead to sanctions. Option D compromises the insurer's defense and may increase liability. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing diligence and thorough documentation in preparing for surplus lines claims litigation. Question 69. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. Scenario: MS Johnson, the surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, discovers a potential conflict of interest involving a personal relationship with the insured. What should MS Johnson do to manage this conflict effectively? A. Disclose the conflict of interest to all relevant parties. B. Ignore the conflict of interest unless it impacts the claim outcome. C. Deny the claim to avoid ethical dilemmas. D. Proceed with claim handling without disclosing the conflict. Answer: A. Explanation. MS Johnson should disclose the conflict of interest to all relevant parties to manage it effectively in Georgia. Transparency about personal relationships helps maintain trust, ensures fair treatment in claims handling, and complies with ethical standards. Option B disregards potential biases and may lead to ethical violations. Option C is unethical and compromises fair claims handling. Option D lacks transparency and may lead to conflicts of interest. Therefore, option A is correct, emphasizing ethical conduct and transparency in managing conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. Question 70. Surplus lines insurance policy analysis. Topic: interpreting policy language and exclusions. In Georgia, why is it important for surplus lines claims adjusters to carefully review policy language and exclusions? A. To increase claim denials and reduce insurer payouts. B. To confuse policyholders about their coverage options. C. To accurately determine coverage and limitations. D. To expedite claims processing without thorough review. Answer: C. Explanation. In Georgia, surplus lines claims adjusters should carefully review policy language and exclusions to accurately determine coverage and limitations. Understanding policy terms ensures that claims are handled in accordance with contractual obligations, minimizing disputes and promoting fair claims settlement. Option A contradicts fair claims handling practices by aiming to increase denials. Option B is unethical and undermines policyholder understanding. Option D compromises accuracy and may lead to errors in claims handling. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of policy review in surplus lines claims analysis. Question 71. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: interviewing insureds, witnesses, and other parties involved in the claim. What approach should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia take when conducting interviews with insureds and witnesses? A. Asking leading questions to guide responses. B. Limiting questions to avoid lengthy interviews. C. Using open-ended questions to gather detailed information. D. Recording interviews without consent to maintain accuracy. Answer: C. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should use open-ended questions to gather detailed information when conducting interviews with insureds and witnesses. Open-ended questions encourage comprehensive responses, providing valuable insights into the claim and supporting thorough investigation. Option A may bias responses and is not recommended. Option B limits information gathering and may overlook crucial details. Option D violates privacy laws and ethical standards. Therefore, option C is correct, promoting effective communication and thorough investigation in surplus lines claims handling. Question 72. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Scenario-based. Topic: negotiating and reaching a settlement agreement. Scenario: Mr. Lee, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, faces a claim where the insured's damages exceed policy limits. The insured requests a settlement that exceeds policy coverage. What should Mr. Lee prioritize when negotiating a settlement? A. Denying the claim due to policy limits. B. Exploring settlement options within policy limits. C. Ignoring the insured's request to expedite resolution. D. Offering a partial settlement to resolve the claim quickly. Answer: B. Explanation. Mr. Lee should prioritize exploring settlement options within policy limits when negotiating a settlement for a claim that exceeds coverage in Georgia. This approach seeks a fair resolution within contractual limits, considering policyholder expectations and ensuring compliance with coverage terms. Option A prematurely denies the claim without negotiation. Option C disregards policyholder concerns and may lead to dissatisfaction. Option D prioritizes quick resolution over fair settlement. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing negotiation within policy constraints and fair claims settlement practices. Question 73. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation. Topic: Reserving and estimating claim costs. What should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia consider when reserving claim costs? A. Setting low reserves to minimize financial impact on the insurer. B. Adjusting reserves based on actual claim developments and assessments. C. Delaying reserve adjustments until the end of the claims process. D. Using reserves to deny claims without further investigation. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should adjust reserves based on actual claim developments and assessments to accurately reflect potential claim costs. Setting appropriate reserves helps manage financial expectations, supports fair claims handling, and complies with regulatory requirements. Option A prioritizes financial interests over accurate claims assessment. Option C delays proactive claims management and may lead to financial surprises. Option D is unethical and compromises fair treatment of policyholders. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of dynamic reserve adjustments in surplus lines claims handling. Question 74. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. What action should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia take when encountering a conflict of interest involving a colleague? A. Ignore the conflict unless it impacts the claim outcome. B. Disclose the conflict to all relevant parties and seek guidance. C. Offer financial incentives to resolve the conflict swiftly. D. Proceed with claim handling without disclosing the conflict. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should disclose the conflict of interest to all relevant parties and seek guidance when encountering such situations. Transparency and disclosure help maintain trust, ensure fair treatment in claims handling, and comply with ethical standards. Option A disregards potential biases and ethical responsibilities. Option C is unethical and may lead to legal repercussions. Option D lacks transparency and may result in conflicts of interest. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing ethical conduct and transparency in managing conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. Question 75. Surplus lines insurance claims process, scenario-based. Topic: Compliance with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws. Scenario: MS. Rodriguez, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, receives a claim where the insured has not provided all required documentation. What should MS. Rodriguez prioritize to comply with fair claims practices? A. Denying the claim due to incomplete documentation. B. Requesting the missing documentation from the insured. C. Ignoring the missing documentation and processing the claim. D. Accepting the claim without further documentation. Answer: B. Explanation. MS. Rodriguez should prioritize requesting the missing documentation from the insured to comply with fair claims practices in Georgia. Adequate documentation is essential for accurate claims assessment and regulatory compliance. Option A prematurely denies the claim without giving the insured an opportunity to provide necessary documents. Option C compromises thorough investigation and may lead to inaccurate claim handling. Option D disregards documentation requirements and may violate regulatory standards. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of complete documentation and regulatory compliance in surplus lines claims processing. Question 76. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: utilizing outside experts and specialists in claims investigation. Why is it beneficial for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to engage external experts during claims investigation? A. To shift responsibility for claim outcomes to third parties. B. To minimize costs by avoiding expert consultations. C. To obtain specialized knowledge and expertise. D. To expedite claim processing without expert input. Answer: C. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia benefit from engaging external experts during claims investigation to obtain specialized knowledge and expertise. External experts provide valuable insights and technical assessments that enhance the accuracy and credibility of claims evaluations. Option A neglects professional responsibility and accountability. Option B compromises thorough investigation and accuracy. Option D risks incomplete assessments and may lead to disputed claim outcomes. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of leveraging external expertise in surplus lines claims handling. Question 77. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: settlement options and alternatives. What should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia prioritize when negotiating a settlement agreement? A. Offering the lowest possible settlement amount to minimize costs. B. Exploring alternative dispute resolution methods. C. Delaying settlement to pressure the insured into accepting a lower offer. D. Settling claims without obtaining policyholder consent. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize exploring alternative dispute resolution (ADA) methods when negotiating a settlement agreement. ADR methods such as mediation or arbitration promote fair and efficient resolutions that satisfy both parties without prolonged litigation. Option A prioritizes cost saving over fair settlement practices. Option C uses undue pressure tactics and may lead to dissatisfaction. Option D violates policyholder rights and is unethical. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the benefits of ADR in surplus lines claims settlement. Question 78. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: confidentiality and privacy requirements in surplus lines claims. Scenario: Mr. Patel, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, receives confidential information from a policyholder during a claim investigation. What should Mr. Patel prioritize to uphold confidentiality requirements? A. Sharing the information with colleagues for quicker resolution. B. Using the information for personal gain or advantage. C. Limiting access to the information to authorized parties only. D. Disclosing the information to third parties without consent. Answer: C. Explanation. Mr. Patel should prioritize limiting access to confidential information to authorized parties only to uphold confidentiality requirements in Georgia. Protecting sensitive information ensures compliance with privacy laws, maintains trust with policyholders, and upholds professional ethics. Option A compromises confidentiality and may lead to breaches of trust. Option B is unethical and violates professional standards. Option D breaches confidentiality and may result in legal consequences. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of confidentiality and privacy in surplus lines claims handling. Question 79. Surplus lines insurance claims process. Topic: importance of effective communication and documentation. Why is effective communication crucial for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia? A. To intimidate policyholders into accepting claim denials. B. To ensure accurate understanding and cooperation from all parties. C. To delay claim processing and avoid immediate settlements. D. To avoid documenting claims and minimize workload. Answer: B. Explanation. Effective communication is crucial for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to ensure accurate understanding and cooperation from all parties involved in the claims process. Clear and transparent communication fosters trust, reduces misunderstandings, and facilitates efficient claims resolution. Option A is unethical and does not promote fair claims handling. Option C compromises timely claims resolution and may lead to dissatisfaction. Option D neglects proper documentation and violates regulatory requirements. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of communication in surplus lines claims handling. Question 80. Surplus lines insurance claims litigation. Topic: Understanding the litigation process in surplus lines claims. What role does legal counsel play for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia during litigation? A. Managing claim payments to minimize financial losses. B. Providing guidance and defense strategy in legal proceedings. C. Ignoring legal advice to expedite litigation outcomes. D. Assigning liability without consulting legal experts. Answer: B. Explanation. Legal counsel plays a crucial role for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia by providing guidance and defense strategy in legal proceedings. Experienced legal representation ensures compliance with legal requirements, protects the insurer's interests, and enhances the likelihood of favorable litigation outcomes. Option A prioritizes financial considerations over legal responsibilities. Option C disregards legal expertise and may lead to adverse outcomes. Option D undermines legal defense strategies and may increase liability. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of legal counsel in surplus lines claims litigation. Question 81. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: Ethical considerations in surplus lines claims handling. Scenario: MS. Baker, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, discovers potential fraudulent activities during a claim investigation. What should MS Baker prioritize to handle this situation ethically? A. Ignoring the fraudulent activities to expedite claim closure. B. Reporting the fraudulent activities to relevant authorities. C. Offering a partial settlement to avoid further investigation. D. Concealing the fraudulent activities to protect the insured's reputation. Answer: B. Explanation. MS. Baker should prioritize reporting the fraudulent activities to relevant authorities to handle the situation ethically in Georgia. Ethical considerations require claims adjusters to act in the best interest of all parties involved and uphold legal and regulatory standards. Option A compromises ethical standards by ignoring fraudulent activities. Option C condones fraudulent behavior and violates professional conduct. Option D undermines transparency and accountability. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of ethical conduct and integrity in surplus lines claims handling. Question 82. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Negotiating and reaching a settlement agreement. What should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia prioritize when negotiating a settlement agreement? A. Offering the highest possible settlement to expedite claim closure. B. Communicating settlement terms verbally without written documentation. C. Ensuring the settlement amount aligns with policy provisions and coverage. D. Delaying settlement negotiations to assess insurer's financial position. Answer: C. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should prioritize ensuring the settlement amount aligns with policy provisions and coverage when negotiating a settlement agreement. This approach ensures that settlements are fair, accurate, and compliant with contractual obligations, reducing the risk of disputes and legal challenges. Option A prioritizes quick resolution over accurate settlement assessment. Option B lacks documentation and may lead to misunderstandings. Option D delays claims processing and may violate fair claims practices. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of policy compliance in surplus lines claims settlement. Question 83. Surplus lines insurance claims evaluation. Topic: Methods for evaluating the extent and value of a claim. Why is it important for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to use loss adjustment techniques and tools? A. To deny claims without proper investigation. B. To minimize claim payouts and save costs. C. To accurately assess claim damages and liabilities. D. To delay claims processing and avoid settlement. Answer: C. Explanation. It is important for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to use loss adjustment techniques and tools to accurately assess claim damages and liabilities. These techniques help in objectively determining the extent of loss, evaluating coverage applicability, and ensuring fair and equitable claims handling. Option A contradicts fair claims practices by denying claims without investigation. Option B prioritizes financial savings over accurate claims assessment. Option D compromises timely claims resolution and customer satisfaction. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of using loss adjustment techniques for thorough claims evaluation. Question 84. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: Professional standards and conduct for claims professionals. Scenario: Mr. Garcia, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, is handling a complex claim involving multiple parties. What should Mr. Garcia prioritize to uphold professional standards? A. Ignoring communication with all involved parties to avoid conflicts. B. Documenting all interactions and decisions related to the claim. C. Offering settlements below the insured's expectations to expedite closure. D. Delaying claim resolution to gather more evidence. Answer: B. Explanation. Mr. Garcia should prioritize documenting all interactions and decisions related to the claim to uphold professional standards in Georgia. Comprehensive documentation promotes transparency, accountability, and effective communication throughout the claims handling process. Option A neglects communication and may lead to misunderstandings. Option C compromises fair settlement practices and policyholder satisfaction. Option D delays claims resolution and may violate regulatory requirements. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of documentation in maintaining professional standards in surplus lines claims handling. Question 85. Surplus lines insurance claims investigation. Topic: Gathering and evaluating evidence in surplus lines claims. What steps should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia take when gathering evidence for a complex claim? A. Rely solely on insured statements without further verification. B. Collect relevant documentation and conduct interviews as necessary. C. Delay evidence collection to avoid additional workload. D. Use evidence selectively to support claim denial. Answer: B. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should collect relevant documentation and conduct interviews as necessary when gathering evidence for a complex claim. This approach ensures thorough investigation, validates claim details, and supports informed decision-making in claims handling. Option A neglects the need for verification and may lead to inaccurate assessments. Option C compromises timely claims resolution and may violate regulatory standards. Option D is unethical and undermines fair claims practices. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of comprehensive evidence gathering in surplus lines claims investigation. Question 86. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism. Topic: Confidentiality and privacy requirements in surplus lines claims. Why is it crucial for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to maintain confidentiality and privacy during claims handling? A. To avoid sharing information with regulators. B. To protect the insured's sensitive information. C. To expedite claims processing without documentation. D. To disclose confidential information to third parties. Answer: B. Explanation. It is crucial for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to maintain confidentiality and privacy during claims handling to protect the insured's sensitive information. Upholding confidentiality fosters trust, complies with legal and regulatory requirements, and safeguards policyholder privacy. Option A violates transparency and regulatory compliance. Option C compromises accuracy and fairness in claims handling. Option D breaches confidentiality and ethical standards. Therefore, option B is correct, emphasizing the importance of confidentiality in surplus lines claims handling. Question 87. Surplus lines insurance claims process scenario-based. Topic: Compliance with regulatory requirements. Scenario: MS Thompson, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, receives a claim where the insured is disputing coverage based on policy interpretations. What should MS Thompson prioritize to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements? A. Denying the claim without further investigation. B. Consulting legal counsel to delay claim resolution. C. Conducting the thorough review of policy provisions. D. Offering a settlement below the insured's expectations. Answer: C. Explanation. MS Thompson should prioritize conducting a thorough review of policy provisions to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements in Georgia. Understanding policy terms and interpretations is essential for making informed decisions and resolving coverage disputes effectively. Option A denies fair assessment and may lead to legal challenges. Option B delays claims processing and may incur additional costs. Option D compromises fair settlement practices and customer satisfaction. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of policy review and regulatory compliance in surplus lines claims handling. Question 88. Surplus lines insurance policy analysis. Topic: Interpreting policy language and exclusions. Why is it important for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to have a thorough understanding of policy language and exclusions? A. To deny claims without proper investigation. B. To expedite claims processing by ignoring policy details. C. To accurately determine coverage and limitations. D. To minimize communication with policyholders. Answer: C. Explanation. It is important for surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia to have a thorough understanding of policy language and exclusions to accurately determine coverage and limitations. This knowledge helps in interpreting policy terms, assessing claim eligibility, and ensuring compliance with contractual obligations. Option A contradicts fair claims practices by denying claims without investigation. Option B compromises thorough assessment and may lead to errors. Option D undermines effective communication and customer service. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of policy comprehension in surplus lines claims analysis. Question 89. Surplus lines insurance claims settlement. Topic: Compliance with regulatory requirements in claims settlement. What regulatory requirements should surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia adhere to during claims settlement? A. Denying claims without providing reasons to policyholders. B. Settling claims based on personal preferences. C. Complying with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws. D. Delaying claims processing indefinitely. Answer: C. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters in Georgia should comply with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws during claims settlement. These regulations ensure fair treatment of policyholders, prevent unfair claim denials, and promote transparency in claims handling processes. Option A violates policyholder rights and regulatory standards. Option B ignores professional responsibilities and ethical conduct. Option D delays claims resolution and may lead to dissatisfaction. Therefore, option C is correct, emphasizing the importance of regulatory compliance in surplus lines claims settlement. Question 90. Surplus lines insurance claims ethics and professionalism scenario-based. Topic: Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling. Scenario: Mr. Taylor, a surplus lines claims adjuster in Georgia, has a personal relationship with a service provider recommended for a claim evaluation. What should Mr. Taylor prioritize to handle this conflict of interest ethically? A. Disclose the conflict to all relevant parties and seek alternative service providers. B. Exploit the relationship to benefit the insurer financially. C. Conceal the conflict to expedite claim processing. D. Ignore the conflict as it doesn't impact the claim outcome. Answer: A. Explanation. Mr. Taylor should prioritize disclosing the conflict of interest to all relevant parties and seek alternative service providers to handle the situation ethically in Georgia. Transparency and disclosure help in maintaining integrity, avoiding biases, and complying with ethical standards in claims handling. Option B exploits the conflict for personal gain and is unethical. Option C compromises transparency and may lead to legal repercussions. Option D neglects professional responsibilities and accountability. Therefore, option A is correct, emphasizing the importance of managing conflicts of interest ethically in surplus lines claims handling.